Thanks for tuning in today. We entertain the village and talk about shit we stole. Hey, it's Rage and Pillage. Interviewing all the players, every place we filled and reminiscing on the days that we made a killing. Burley, no chill, man. Got the Viking mindset. Bring the minds to your buildings, leaving fire behind us. So reminder, we drink till the drink diminish. Give a fuck what you think. Came to Rage and Pillage.
Hell yeah. Episode 1, Rage and Pillage podcast. I sit down and I talk to people I find interesting. And today, I got the guy who put his foot up my ass and made me do this podcast in the first place. He's known for his unique style of barbecue, ranges from smoking, drums, fire tables, Brazilian style crosses. He is the BBC, the bearded boss with the cross. This is Javier, Big House Barbecue. What's up, man?
What's going on, man?
Doing all right. What you got going on today, man?
Well, I've been a busy motherfucker, but I'm glad we made time for this shit. I gotta get some beer in, man. Fucking relax. Shit, I'm glad to be here, man. I'm really happy with what you're doing on your end, man. I'm fucking proud of you, man.
Oh, I'm excited. This is definitely a new thing for me, but I'm gonna keep it up, and I appreciate you putting your foot up my ass.
But hold on, who's doing the interviewing? Am I interviewing you or are you interviewing me?
I think we're just having a conversation.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
You got that big ass Viking horn right there.
Fuck yeah, dude. Check this shit out, man.
Badass. I just found out that I'm gonna be joining you on the Viking horn brotherhood, I guess you'd say, because my father-in-law bought me one for Christmas. It just hadn't come in yet. I just found that out today, so I'm pumped.
Oh no shit. Well, this one was actually a gift.
No shit.
Yeah. A really good friend of mine. I'm gonna mention his name because the dude's just a excellent friend. He's a fucking excellent fabricator, man. And I think between his fabricating and the little bit that I do, and the cooking that I do, that intrigues, I guess intrigues a certain side of his building and my building, and of course everybody else that watches and shit. But my old buddy at AJ's Customs, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, fucking AJ. Badass. Fuck yeah, dude. He hooked me up. I'm lucky to have a friend like that. So cheers to fucking AJ, goddammit.
Cheers, AJ. Yeah, it's been I just kind of got to know that guy recently, and he seems like a really nice guy. And you've done some work with him, right? Or he's done some work for you?
Yeah, there's certain things that he's a full-on fab shop, and there's just certain things that I've seen that he's done, and it catches my eye, and I'll think to myself, instead of me busting my ass trying to make it the way I want it, why not fucking hit him up and show him some love,
Hell yeah.
So yeah, man, I've got a couple of his pieces. I've got an offset smoker, insulated firebox, golf cart wheels, beautiful pit, dude. I think I've cooked on it like 3 times. But the whole point of it is that I wanted it, and it's sitting in my fucking yard. Yeah, you know what I mean? I can look at it.
Sick as shit.
Yeah, I can admire it. And then I've got a floating oven that I kind of I had it in my head, and I was thinking, the way his smokers are insulated, I was thinking, well, why not an insulated floating oven for my fire table? So I hit him up for that. So those are the 2 pieces that I got from him.
I was actually going to get into that in a little bit, but that was your idea?
I've seen shit like that kind of floating around and stuff, but as far as like having it insulated and built the way I wanted it, and in my mind how I was going to use it and what I was going to cook with it, yeah, I designed my own, I guess you'd say. I'm sure there's a bunch of shit out there that looks similar or whatever, but mine, I designed my own, and I went to AJ. We put our heads together, came up with the best fucking, the best shit. I mean, I don't know what to call it, a floating microwave. I don't know.
Sounds like you need to give it a name and copyright the hell out of it. So.
But yeah, but between him and I, dude, I love talking to the guy because our fucking minds will just keep going and going and going.
I was just talking to him the other day. It sounds like he's going to be starting some sort of an interview show himself for YouTube or something, I believe. So
Right on, man.
I'm looking
Badass.
forward to that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
what you got?
So I mean, let's start off. What are you drinking tonight? Looks like you're drinking out of that horn, but what are you drinking?
Well, I'm taking it easy on the beer right now. I'm drinking that Twisted X Brewing Pitmaster Pilsner.
Hell yeah. Okay, yeah, that's some good stuff. I've had that before.
Yeah, it's a good tasting light beer, it doesn't go down real heavy. I can drink it all fucking day and night.
Hell yeah, that's the same thing I'm doing right now. I got some dough foam right now. I don't know if you've had them.
Nice.
Eighth Wonder.
No, I haven't had that, but
Houston brand, they're real good.
Oh, right on. That, and I've got some bourbon here. I'm probably gonna get a shot in a bit.
A shot now if you're ready.
Yeah, man.
Hell,
shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. There's a fucking can under me. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Well, let me push it the fuck out of the way. All right. So anyway, I'm in my backyard. This is where I cook. This is where I just do stuff, man. This is my fucking man cave. But let me get this shot going here. Let me get it set up.
Man, I've got a similar situation in my backyard, but yours is a bit better. I've had the chance to come down there and hang out with you one time, and that was needless to say a blessing to have you let me come out there and party.
Dude, I'd love to have you back, dude.
You got the livest backyard in America for sure. We're just missing a few strippers.
Yeah, well, we can call them.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, here's the fucking Rage and Pillage, brother.
Rage and Pillage episode 1. I'm glad to have you here.
Cheers, homie. Good stuff.
That's some good stuff. What is it? Treaty Oak?
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Treaty Oak.
Nice.
Get him as a sponsor. All right.
Yeah, right. So, well, maybe in the future.
I'll start tomorrow. I'll start I'll start hitting them up. So let's start off, man. I mean, were you from originally? Did you grow up where where you're at now, or?
Originally, I am from Victoria, Texas.
Okay.
I was born and semi-raised in Victoria. I lived in Victoria till I was about I think I was 14, maybe 12. In between there, it's been a long fucking time. I'm old.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting old. But anyway, I was born in Victoria. I go up there often for work. That town has changed like a motherfucker, man. Like, it's fucking so fucking different over there. I go over there and I'm lost. But
is this bigger or what?
Yeah, there's just I know they built that loop around there, and it throws me off every time. But I lived out on the outskirts, from what I remember as a kid, anyway. Because like I said, I was small when I was over there, but I lived on the outskirts, going out towards Goliad. Out there on the other side, there's a neighborhood called Quail Creek. I lived on the other side of there off of a small road, Colettoville Road, which now there's a big fucking road that runs through there. And I believe the neighborhood, my parents had some acres out there. The neighborhood is still there. I just haven't driven by to see if the house is still there and all that stuff. But I fucking loved it over there, living out in the country, riding dirt bikes, just fucking around. Best, like as a kid, what more could you fucking want than to be running around out in the woods, fucking around all fucking day on dirt bikes and shit like that? You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, man. I grew up city, so we called the woods any patch that was not, bought out by stores yet, and we'd call that the woods. And eventually we'd find some homeless guy left some pornos back there, and we'd all hide them there.
Hell yeah.
So so growing up there, how long were you there? When did you end up where you're at now? Because you're down in South Texas in the Edinburgh area, right?
Right. Currently, I live in Edinburgh, Texas. My parents, my dad is from Mexico.
Okay.
My dad's from Monterrey, and my mom's from down here. And my dad decided that it was time to come down to South Texas so he can be closer with his parents, because of their age. And we moved back down here, and I've been here since I was about 14, minus a few years that I lived in Fucking California.
Oh, let's hear about that. Whereabouts in California?
I lived in Fresno, California. I don't know, 2.5 years, maybe three. Like, dude, fucking all that shit's such a blur. But my son, my son was actually born in Fresno,
Really?
and so after he was born, it was just I don't care for California. I don't care for the way shit is run, the expense, all of that stuff is just fucking nuts. So my son was born, and I said, 6 weeks after, he was born, I said, fuck it, we're moving back to South Texas. So we loaded up all our shit and we hauled ass, and I've been here ever since, and I fucking love South Texas, man. This is my home. I don't see myself really going anywhere else. This is where I want to die.
It's where you belong, right?
I think so, dude. This is my dirt.
And talking about California, I went there 2 years ago now. Went and visited LA, and I'll tell you what, just the weather alone had me really contemplating moving there until I had to fill up with gas. It
Yeah,
was
dude.
like $5 a gallon or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah,
it was crazy, dude.
But
But
and California is beautiful, dude. I mean, they've got it all, dude. From the mountains to the beaches to the deserts, it's beautiful.
well,
But
that's what they call it. They call it the sun tax. That's why it's so expensive, because it's so fucking beautiful.
but there's still that one thing about it, though. I mean, yeah, I miss the mountains and all that shit, but I mean, dude, don't underestimate Texas, dude. Fucking Texas, whole country is fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, and that's not that far from where I live. I live here in South Texas. I've got the beach. I've got the Texas Hill Country, dude. And I mean, with the Texas Hill Country, I mean, comes you know, um, the whole vibe. You get up there and it's just a whole different vibe, dude. You talk to people, all that shit. Everybody's friendly as fuck. You, it's I fucking love it here, dude. That's why I moved back. Hey, California, I was lonely, dude. I was working. I was a truck driver when I lived in California. So, I'd come home from truck driving after 2, 3 weeks, and I'd be home the weekend, and fuck, I didn't have no friends, none of that shit. I didn't have time for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'd pack up the car and go out to the beach, or we'd go up into the Sierra Nevadas, whatever, all that shit. But it was just never home for me. I just couldn't make it home. I don't know what it was about it. I just couldn't do it. And then of course I come down here, and dude, I want to fucking burn the world down living here. I fucking love it here.
Because I believe me and you were talking in the past, and yeah, I live in Houston, and you say driving through Houston is like getting kicked in the dick, constantly. Just...
Fuck yeah, driving through Houston on a Saturday is like getting kicked in the fucking nuts. Fuck that. Especially when you're trying to get home after being out, from the house working for a few weeks.
Oh, for sure. And I'm used to it, I guess, but and I drive 40
Yeah, well,
miles, I drive 40 miles to work and 40 miles home. Yeah.
fuck. That's some shit, dude, because 40 miles ain't no fucking 40 minutes, or that's at least an hour and a half, I'm sure.
Oh, it's nasty if there's traffic, for sure.
Right on.
But let's I kind of want to, because what you're known for is for the cooking, so when did you start cooking? Who taught you?
Is that you or me? I got some fucking neighbors doing some construction, it sounds like, right?
There's no construction
You hear
here.
that shit? It's got to be my fucking neighbors. Anyway, my old man, like I said, I grew up in Victoria, and these are all faint memories. It's tough getting old, because then you don't remember a lot of shit, or at least I don't. But a lot of my faint memories are of my old man, and my old man was a welder. We lived in Victoria. We lived out in the country, and my dad was a welder.
Yeah.
And he worked out around Port Lavaca and all them plants, just I guess south of Victoria. And he did some oil field, welding, stuff like that. But my faint memories are of my dad, being out there in the afternoon, my dad, cutting metal and putting a pit together, and, shit like that. And, just turning some meat on, barbecuing, whatever the hell. We lived out in the country.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, we live in the valley. We live in South Texas, and um, I remember a barbecue pit my dad built. Uh, I had to have been at least 6 or 7 years old. I'm 46 right now, so that pit's about to turn 40 years old. But that barbecue pit is still sitting at my mom's house, and my brother still uses it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's my dream, to have one of those pits that doesn't rust away and just it's gonna last
Well,
longer than
I
my
mean,
kids.
you gotta take care of it too, But that's one of my faint memories of my dad just building something and barbecuing on it, and we'd have family visit, from South Texas up in Victoria. It's about a 3.5 hour drive now. Back in the
Yeah.
day, I remember speed limit was 55 miles an hour. It was a hell of a drive, like to get up from the valley up to Victoria. But
Yeah.
um I just remember that, dude. Like my dad building a barbecue pit, a nice one, and then family coming up from the valley, his dad, my grandpa, uncles, cousins and shit. And we, like I said, we lived out in the country, so we'd be running around, and my dad would be by the pit drinking beer and barbecuing, man. And I guess it just kind of like everything went from there, like I said, fast forward years later, my dad passed away in 2001, so we're going on almost 20 years. And I started picking up the fabricating and the welding when I was maybe about 16, 17 years old. There was an old pickup. I bought it for $300. It had grass growing through the floor, engine locked up, all of that kind of bullshit. And I bought it for $300 and I fucking pulled it to the house. And that's where I started learning how to weld. That's where I learned how to fucking rebuild the fucking motor. That's where I learned a lot of shit, man.
And he was kind of guiding you through it.
My dad helped me out a lot along the way, especially on the fabricating part, on the body work, cutting shit out, welding, shaping it back on, shaping sheet metal, putting it back on, tacking it in place, cleaning it up, all that stuff. Motor work, stuff like that. Um, my dad, my dad was a hot rodder too, but that I just went above and beyond on that. Like I learned a shit ton about fucking building motors and stuff like that as well. And just from friends, stuff like that. My friend's father had a garage, so I'd hang out there a lot. I'd work in his fucking garage for free, dude, just so I
Really?
could, just so I could learn about fucking cars and motors and shit like that. And I can tear a fucking. Nowadays you need computers and shit for fucking cars, but back when I was in high school, dude, I'd fucking build, I'd put a motor together, I'd fucking build a hot rod, whatever the fuck, like easy peasy.
Nice.
But just because that's what I wanted, so here we are at 46, and it's just shit that I know.
Yeah.
It's nothing that I use only for myself. If I want to fucking build a motor, or even, and I translate it into my motorcycles and stuff that I've had and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But all of that shit has been a learning experience, dude. And I've always seen life as the more you fucking know, whether you need it or not, the better you will be in fucking life, man. And here we are, dude, sitting in the backyard. I'll look at some shit and I'll be like, hey man, I think I need to build me this. That way I can fucking do this shit with it, or do that, or whatever the fuck, So here we are. Like I said, you talking about cooking.
Yeah.
I gave you a fucking big ass story, but
That's that's skills that I wish I had. Like I didn't come from that kind of a family where we knew a lot about cars and stuff. If me and my dad were to open the hood of a car that was broken, kind of we do that old move, where you pull your hat back,
yeah,
scratch your
yeah,
head, put it back on. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Always shut the hood.
yeah.
So
And see, I'm different, dude. I've always been so fucking hands on, just because my mind just keeps going, dude. It don't stop.
yeah,
It's just like I said, I'll be out here and I'll be looking at my grill. I'll be like, you know what? I need this. and then I'll fucking draw it on paper. I like to draw shit on paper. That way, for future reference, if I ever need to make it again or whatever, I'll have a bright idea of what the fuck I did. Because, a
Right.
lot of the times I'll do some shit and I'll be like, all right, well, what are the measurements that I did this, or what angle did I make this at? And I'm very, very keen on using tools that make everything precise. And I'm so fucking like everything's got to be on the fucking money all the fucking time, no matter what. Even with my cooking, dude, on the money. And that's the way I am, like I have pet peeves, I have all of that shit. I'm so fucking picky. Everything's got to be perfect all the time.
You know that you know me, man. Like, I don't think I've ever had a cook that something didn't fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Sometimes I'm like cooking some shit. Well, sometimes I'm like inside. I'm all like, "Fuck, man, what are we gonna eat for dinner?" And I'll be like, "Well, fuck it. Let's go to the goddamn store." And I'll walk around, and shit will just start coming to me. Like, okay, I'm gonna make this. I'm very big on my veggies. I love my fucking vegetables, dude. Vegetables, like I said, they're just good. There's so many ways to cook them, so much shit you can add to them. They're healthy, of course. They're fucking veggies, but just the whole thing with the cooking thing, they add so much like diversity to whatever else you're eating. I mean, there's only so much you can do with fucking meat.
Yeah,
You know,
exact. That's you hit that nail right on the head right there.
yeah, there's only so much you can do with meat, and I know there's so many seasonings and so many fucking ways to fucking cook this or that, but at the end of the day, I mean, I want to challenge myself,
Yep.
like I'll have my days where I'm just trying to cook some shit, but I'll have other days where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna cook this, but I'm gonna cook it like this, and I'll be there and I'll do whatever I got to do to make sure that motherfucker comes out 100% the way I wanted it to. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Like I'll devote my whole fucking day into cooking a piece of meat just so I don't fucking fail.
Yep.
On for me, you bring somebody else over, they'll be like, "Oh, this tastes like shit." Yeah,
No, no. See,
yeah,
see. I was about to say, like, whenever I went down there, there was two things that have stuck in my head food wise from being down there with you. One of them was I never had scallops until I was down there, and that changed my life.
right on.
If they weren't, $25 a pound, I'd buy them a whole lot more. But
Well, come over, I'll make you some.
but I remember
I
you being
got you.
upset that we had to buy frozen ones, but because we couldn't find them fresh, they were still fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking. Everything's got to be perfect, dude. I mean,
But
and that's the thing, dude. I'll start off like, fuck, man, this is all fucked up. And by the end of the night, I mean, I get going when I barbecue. It's that's my time to let loose. Like, yeah, I'm out here cooking, making dinner, but it's not a fucking chore. I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
it because I do it because that's my fucking out, dude. That's like my that's where I close the fucking door and walk into my backyard, and I'm in my fucking space, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want and how the fuck I want to do it. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's my whole fucking thing about being in my backyard. Because I mean, I'm sure when you were here, you could tell the difference of how I am here in when I'm in my space.
yeah.
And I invite you into my space, and dude, I'll fucking run around like a fucking wild man cooking some shit, burning some fucking wood, whatever, having a good old fucking
Eh,
time.
You were nice as shit. You were also in your fucking zone. I was like, "What can I do to help?" You're just back up. Yeah.
Turn on the fucking music, have a good fucking
Hell
time,
yeah.
cook some shit, and eat some good fucking food. That at the end of the day, that's all that fucking matters is the good time that I had and the good shit that I fucking ate. Boom, go to sleep. Let's start a new day.
Well, the second thing that I wanted to bring up whenever I was down there is what has changed not only my cooking style, but I've also passed this on to a few other guys, white guys. We don't know this shit. Fucking the lemons, putting them on the grill so they're easier to squeeze.
Oh yeah, well, not
That's
just that, but it sweetens them up, man.
it
You
sounds
ready
like
for another shot?
hell yeah, it sounds like a basic thing, but man, that was a game changer for me and a few other people I know.
Well, it for one, it caramelizes the fucking sugars in the fucking lemons, and for two, they just when you fucking do them right, they just look fucking beautiful in pictures. But
Oh yeah.
the flavor of them is just fucking spectacular. You know, like
Sorry for the banging that noise. That's I get this shitty table.
okay,
All right, cheers, brother.
all right, man, here we go, man. Fucking cheers. Ugh. Hey, and I'm glad that I'm able to be myself on your podcast. I know there's probably other podcasts out there, you know, like if I ever get on another podcast, which, you know, it is what it is, whatever, you know, but the thing is that right now what you see and what you're hearing, that's who I am, you know,
That's the real
like
deal.
yeah, no fucking holding back, whatever the fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You hear them crazy fucking dogs?
it sounds like Michael Vick lives next door.
Yeah, fuck that motherfucker. So anyway, so what else you got, man?
You know, I kind of wanted to bring up. It seems like you're cooking a lot of ways that I don't see anybody else, especially on social media, cooking. You know, you got your hanging foods up, and I've only seen that a couple times. You get that big table. I don't know of anybody else who has that. I know you made it yourself, but I haven't even seen anybody replicate that. What got you going on that, man?
Well, I mean, I'm not the way I fucking see it, dude, and the shit that I've been around and the shit that I've seen and you know, just shit like that. Um Before I was on social media, you know, way before all that, I you know, I had my own barbecue pits and stuff that I built and stuff like that, my smokers and I mean, I've been cooking outside on my own shit for a very long time. And you know, I was here fucking around one day and taking pictures of my shit and putting it on Facebook, whatever, you
Stinky,
know. What's that?
stinky, stinky. You said you're taking a picture of your shit.
Yeah, yeah, man. Fuck stinky shit. But yeah, you know, and I sat in the living room one day and I started thinking to myself, I told my wife, like, you know what? I'm gonna start making an Instagram account with my cooking. You know, I don't know that I didn't know nothing about Instagram, none of that shit. I'd never been on it. So I downloaded Instagram because it's all about pictures, you know,
Yeah.
to start with. You know what I mean? To start with, Instagram is all about pictures. Once you get on Instagram and you start seeing what other people are doing and how they're taking their pictures and you know stuff of that nature, you know, I started getting very intrigued and inspired,
Yeah.
you know, and not just that. I mean, there's more to it than intrigued and inspired, but you know, like I said, I had my own fucking smoker. I mean, I've retired smokers that I've built already that they're just yard pieces now that they're beautiful.
You
You know,
even
I
sold some of them, if I remember correctly.
yeah, I've even sold them, you know. But years back, I bought a fucking pellet grill. You know, I was all like, fucking cool. You know, I want to check it out, see what it's all about. And I fucking loved the way it cooked. I really did. You know, I was able to be in my backyard. I could work on something. I could be welding something together or whatever. I could throw some shit on and the shit would cook itself.
Yeah.
Fucking badass. You know, and then I started getting more into Instagram and you know, for one, my hats off to people that cook on pellet grills, you know, and put out above average content.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's only a few of them, but they do it for sure.
Right.
I'll give
Yeah.
them credit.
Yeah, you know, my hats off to people that cook on pellet grills and that are putting the fucking work in and putting out the above average content. You know, I mean, dude, fucking badass. I learned from some of these people as well. You
Oh,
know, yeah. But anyway, I ended up in a group chat and you know, whatever, dude. I was new on Instagram, you know, like cool, you know, I'm in a fucking group chat, whatever the fuck. And man, they talk so much shit about people with pellet grills, and I fucking had a pellet grill and I fucking loved it.
I
You know?
might have been in there, bro.
Now you weren't in there. You weren't in there. But anyway, with all of that, uh, I was all like, well, fuck, dude. And I tried to defend myself or whatever, you know, like I love my shit, whatever. And it never fucking stopped. So I was all like, okay, well, if y'all think y'all are bad motherfuckers, check this shit out. So I started documenting myself building fucking pits. You know, it's fucking cool when you can fucking build a fucking smoker from scratch and turn around, put some wood in the motherfucker, throw a brisket on, and have a fucking A-class brisket come off of it.
And just shit on motherfuckers.
Yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, you're over here talking shit about pellet grills, but motherfucker, I just built my own shit and cooked some shit on it. And you bought a fucking grill just like everybody else, like even the people with pellet grills.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, I got a lot of respect that are for people that are cooking on their pellet grills and putting out the above average content. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like I said, anybody can grab a fucking pellet grill. Anybody can grab a pit barrel, a fucking, anybody can buy a fucking smoker.
Yeah.
But it's the fucking, it's the fucking work that you put into it that fucking brings out the fucking beauty of doing it all. Yeah, bring me a beer.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was my waitress. No, that was my beautiful wife, Karma. But, you know, like I was saying, you know, anybody can go out and buy whatever the fuck they want. And, you know, I hate to tell you, but when you buy a fucking barbecue pit, whether it be a stick burner or a fucking gravity fed or a fucking pellet grill, all that shit is engineered to put out food.
Mm-hmm.
So all you need to do is fucking put wood in it, and you know the rest is up to you. You know how you're gonna cook it, how you're gonna season it. You know,
Learn it.
the practice of it, and the same thing goes across the board for me. Whether it be a stick burner or a fucking pellet grill, you're still gonna cook your first brisket on it, and then you're from there you're gonna take it like how you know what I need to do different. Ah, damn this fucking dog. But anyway, you know, what do I need to do different to make it better next time or whatever the hell. So, like I said, in that group chat, that's what kind of kickstarted me to just applying what I'm capable of beyond cooking to get to the end point of putting out some good food.
Well,
So,
yeah. Well, I mean, you're making it from, from scratch in the backyard.
yeah, yeah, dude. I'll go fucking. I'll draw it on paper. I'll have an idea. I'll draw it on paper. I'll go get whatever metal I need, whatever tools I need, and I'll make it happen, dude. And I'll build that motherfucker. And like I was saying, you cook a brisket, whatever. You think, what could I do better next time? I'm beyond that, dude. I build some shit and I'm thinking, okay, what can I build different next time that's going to make this better or whatever to get to the end product. And, I look at the stuff that I've done as far as building and cooking, and I want to say that I cook all right. I'm a pretty decent cook. I'm no fucking chef. I'm not a professional, none of that shit. But a lot of my passion goes back into the fucking building, the art of building something and being able to produce class A fucking, meals, like for myself.
Art. It really is art.
Yeah, it is, dude. I mean, if you look at my open fire grill, I mean, I've gotten a lot of fucking feedback on it, and people just like, like for them, it's mind blowing. And for me, it's just like some shit I built that's in my backyard that takes up a shitload of space, But I also built that so I could drag it out of the backyard and take it to, if somebody wants to do some shit at their place, I can, and I can go over there, cook some fucking whole pigs, some carritos. We can cook on grills and planchas. We can hang some shit, whatever you want to do, we can do it,
It can be done easily.
Yeah, and I can cook a brisket on that open fire table too.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
We're going to come right back to that. But right now, we have an ad sponsor. that I need to read off real quick. You good with that?
Do your thing, homie.
All right. So this episode is brought to you by the official Game of Thrones coloring book. Perfect for fans of George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire and HBO's Game of Thrones. This is a one-of-a-kind coloring book that features 45 exclusive illustrations. If your children are bored with their coloring books, why not have them color a nude painting of Khaleesi and her dragons? Or for Valentine's Day, show your sweetheart how much you love them by giving them a personally, colored picture of the Red Wedding. So this is brought to you by the official Game of Thrones coloring book. Go to Amazon and order now. All right, and we're back. So tell me more about the brisket on the fire pit. I've never even. How would you even pull that off?
Hold on, man. I had to take a selfie. Well, I like I said, I had an idea. I'd seen some shit and kind of thought about it myself, and I wanted a floating oven for my fire table. And I thought to myself, well, I could either build this the way that I think it should be built, but I have an offset smoker built by AJ's Custom Cookers, which, like if anybody's listening, go check out his fucking webpage because, he does shit different from everybody else that I've seen. Everybody else making the same shit, as far as fabricating. And AJ is a little bit more outside of the box than everybody else.
And coming from a welder, I remember you telling me his welds are badass, right?
Well, his way of fabricating things are different from everybody else, and I get it. I understand why he wants to be different. Like why you want to be making shit like everybody else, But anyway, I was really impressed with the firebox that's on my offset, and it's insulated. So I got with him on that. I got to talking with him, and it's tough talking to AJ because whenever we get going on an idea, I end up spending some money. I fucking love that guy. But anyway, we got going with this idea, and he's always busy as shit. But for me, it was just a small, simple build. But he took the time out of his busy ass schedule and all the fucking money maker pits that he's making to build what I wanted because it's a small piece. And anyway, so I got a small hanging oven. It hangs on my fire table. It's completely open on the bottom. And I'm able to shuffle coals under it as I need heat. So, after he built it and I got my hands on it, I brought it home. I did what I needed to do to get it on my table, all that shit. I contacted him and I was like, hey, dude, you built this shit. What do you want my first cook to be? Well, AJ said, well,
choice, huh?
Yeah, I was all like, what do you want me to cook first, dude? And he's like, you need to make a fucking brisket. That's the hardest shit. That'd be badass. I was like, all right, I got you, bro. So I went out and I bought me a fucking brisket and got it all fucking prepped, trimmed up, all the good stuff. And, I got up early in the morning because I knew it was going to be a long day cooking a brisket, especially, the way I was cooking it. So I got up early in the morning. I like I said, I trimmed it up the night before, pre-seasoned it. That way it could, get a really good brine of season on it. And I put it on in the morning. I don't remember how long it took me. I know it was I want to say it was a 14-pound brisket, and I trimmed it down to about 12 pounds. And I put it in that floating box, and I just keep coals under it the way it needed to be done. Threw some wood chucks under there to get some good smoke flavor on it. And, hours and hours later, dude, I pull this brisket out. It looks fucking awesome. I wrap it up. I put it in the ice chest so it can rest. I take it out. I think I let it rest for an hour and a half in that area. But I pulled it out, opened it up, put it on the cutting board, sliced into it, and goddamn, that fucking brisket was magical, dude. Like, I mean, I can't even explain how fucking good it was. You know, I mean, some of the best brisket I've eaten coming out of that little fucking box that I cooked open fire.
Yeah,
You know,
and
and
uh, that's impressive. I know
well,
I couldn't do it. I ruined my Christmas brisket the other day, and and it was in a smoker. So
well, the thing is, and it's not even as far as like, slicing the brisket and I picked it up in my hand and that shit just folded over so easy, tore apart like it had that little bit of poo, everything you want in a fucking brisket. But to appreciate the way that it was cooked was the fucking showstopper. Not so much the brisket itself, but the way it was cooked, because everybody throws a brisket in their fucking pit and cooks a brisket,
yeah,
or they'll put it in their barrel, or they'll put it on their pellet grill, whatever. But the way I cooked it that day, I was fucking ecstatic. Like that was like would I do it again? Spend all day? Well, I'd do the same shit if I put it in a fucking offset. I'd spend all day there feeding the fire. It's the same shit. You just gotta know what you can do with your fire with what meat that you're cooking. You know.
and it's more impressive the way you did it because I don't know of anybody else that does it that way. You know what I
I
mean?
ain't never seen nobody cook a brisket like that, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's yeah, that was impressive as hell to say the least.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I fucking loved it, dude. That brisket was amazing, dude.
I mean, I
Oh
still
fuck, dude.
still oh, people taking shots over there?
Yeah, dude.
Oh
Fuck
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Fuck yeah. South Texas, baby.
Hell yeah. Uh on the same excuse me, COVID. On the same token of you making your own stuff, let's talk about those crosses you have, man.
Okay.
Where'd the idea come from? I know it's kind of an older idea, but I know that you have a kind of a special design you made yourself to kind of help with the cooking, right?
Yes. I want to say back in November 2019, I well, to start with, I made a friend that I seen a guy on TV, and his name is Arturo or Ramon, and Instagram he goes by Texas Grill Master.
Shout out Arturo. I know him
Yeah,
well.
yeah, he's a cool dude. And like I said, back to 2019 in November, I prior to that, like I said, Instagram and all that bullshit, and I seen him on TV. It was on Man Fire Food, I think, and he was cooking on some mill scale rigs. Which shout out to mill scale also for the shit that they build. They're another ones that they pull out a lot of inspiration from me. I mean, I just for one, they're very, very nice people, dude. I mean, very nice people. And I can't get enough of when I'm around those guys because, just how nice they are. But anyway, I seen them on TV and I saw Arturo and I was all like, oh, okay, like he's cooking some fucking goats and shit. And I've cooked some goats here and there and whatever the hell. And it's very, very where I live, that's part of the culture.
Right.
When I was a kid,
Sure, uh,
you go down.
it's the same in Houston, and the Hispanic culture loves the goats, right?
Right. Well, like I was saying, when I was a kid, I remember my old man. We'd go into the Reynosa, Mexico, and he'd go to the barber and all that shit. And it was a whole day of fucking, going to Mexico. You go down there, you get your hair cut, you drink some beers, you go eat, you come home. That was my dad's thing,
Yeah.
especially because he was from Monterrey. And we would go to Reynosa, which was across from Hidalgo, which is like right next to McAllen, where I grew up. I grew up in McAllen, Texas, and you'd see all these goats fucking just sprawled out, baby goats, cabritos, sprawled out like in these restaurants, cooking over coals and shit like that. Fast forward, I met up with Arturo. You know, like I said, I seen him on TV, and I started thinking, well, this dude's got to have an Instagram account. So I followed him, and he didn't follow me back right away, but you know, I would kind of message him here and there with some of the shit that he'd do. You know, like, oh yeah, you know, like fucking cool. You know, stuff like that, and he hosts an event yearly, you know, and this year it didn't happen, but he hosts an event, and it's called Brazil in Texas, and he invited me over to the second annual,
Mm-hmm.
and I was fucking excited as fuck. I'd never met this dude in person. You know, for me, I was like, man, this dude, I've seen him on TV, and you know, that's how I know him. So so he invited me over, you know, for that event. And I remember asking him, like, dude, you know, what can I take? What can I bring? And he's all like, well, you know, if you can bring a cabrito, that'd be cool. So I took one, and I get up there and I go out to his place the day before, and you know, he tells me like, hey, you don't mind cooking it, do you? And I was all like, no, not at all, man. Like, fuck yeah. And so the next morning when the event was gonna happen, you know, we start getting shit ready. We got our fires going, stuff like that. You know, he has a pig, and he tells me like, do you mind cooking this pig also? You know, over on a cross, you know, just like the way I was gonna do the cabritos. And I was like, yeah, you know, like whatever, dude, no big deal. So you know, we get to cooking stuff like that. We mount the animals on the crosses. He had an old cross there, and you know, like I tell, like you know, like I could tell that that cross was his baby, the one we put that pig on.
Really?
Right, that cross was his baby, and
He
we get to cooking.
he was taking care of it, or what?
Well, I mean, it was his baby, dude. That was his pride and joy of whole animal cooking.
Oh, that was his show off piece.
Yeah, like if he's gonna cook a fucking whole pig, he's gonna cook it on that cross.
There you go. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was his baby.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, we mount this pig to it, and my other buddy had built a cross, the Pit Father, which that dude right now is killing it in competition barbecue,
Really?
killing it. Yeah,
I don't
the
know the
Pit
name.
Father.
I have to look him up.
Yeah, look him up, dude, because he's somebody he's he's gonna be more than somebody here coming up. The Pit Father
Okay, I'm
on
gonna
Instagram.
sure.
So anyway, he had built another cross and brought it over. He built it on the fly. So I mounted the goat to his cross, and like I said, we had this pig. I mounted it to the cross that Arturo had, and we get to cooking, and you know, he asked me if I could cook them both. I was all like, "Fuck yeah, whatever the fuck," and you know, throughout the evening, I mean, people start showing up. You know what I'm saying? The whole animals kind of they're part of the show,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know what I mean. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just it looks awesome when people cook like that. You know,
How
for
many
me,
how many people are y'all talking about?
well, I mean, you're probably talking about maybe 40 people from Brazil showed up,
Ah, okay. Like
and they're all top A fucking chefs, cooks. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
these they didn't just come from Brazil to go there. You know what I mean? They showed up to do a whole tour of Texas, so they showed up in a mass. So
That's badass.
yeah, and then you know you got your locals from the Austin area, you know that all of that, and I'm cooking this pig and this cabrito, and dude, I'm focused on it. You know, like this is my shit. I'm cooking this shit, and I'm cooking this pig, and it was probably maybe like a 30-pound pig. I'm cooking it over the coals on a cross that he had, and you know, I needed to flip this pig. Like I said, it was maybe about 30 pounds, but it was like awkward weight. So I needed to flip it over head to toe, and I go, you know, I had to like pretty much bring the pig back up. Then I had to like dismount the whole cross, and then I had to turn it from head to toe outside of its base, and then reinstall it back into the base, and then put it back into the coals. So
That's
I'm
your brain moving, huh?
well, you know, like I said, I struggled I struggled trying to flip it and all of that shit. I got it done. We cooked it. It was badass. But my mind was my mind started going like, what can I do to make this fucking easier?
Yeah.
Like why I shouldn't have to struggle. Not with the shit that I know. Not with the way my mind works. Nothing should be a struggle. You should be able to. I mean, if there's going to be a struggle, it's going to be a struggle putting something together to make something easy, not to struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we get through the night, all of that shit. The pig came out good. The cabrito was fucking excellent. I get home the next day. I go straight to my backyard. I tear apart one of my crosses, and I fabricate some shit. And that afternoon, like I said, it had been going in my head the whole time. So when I got home, it took me, not a long time to put something together that was gonna make this cooking a whole pig that weighs, 30 to 50 pounds flawless over open coals.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with that. I came up with my idea, and once in a while I'll throw it up on my Instagram and I'll take it down just so people can see it and kind of like, question it, like what the fuck just happened. But that right there, what I did, I've never seen it, and
Right.
the idea right now is still very, very special to me. Like anything else that I build that looks like some shit that somebody, else can fucking build, like whatever the fuck, no big deal, Like if you want a fucking picture of it, whatever, go build it, do whatever you got to do. But that one particular thing is very special to me, and it translates into like a lot of the other shit that we've done. You know what I mean? I know you're gonna want to talk about that steer, but it translates into building shit like that to where one man can cook a whole fucking cow.
Yeah. I mean, you're coming from a cabrito, which is how many pounds?
At the most 10 pounds,
And how big was that steer?
423 pounds, right in that area.
Right. So that evolution right there is a game changer altogether on something that evolved in your brain just because flipping it is kind of a pain in the ass, right?
Well, like I said, I'm getting old, so I'm gonna make, if I build something, it's gonna be something that caters to myself and my age and what I'm capable of and what's gonna be easy.
Right.
So yeah, man. I mean, like I said, those the crosses that I'm building, which I'm fixing to take off. You know, uh, I've kind of got it in my head that it's already been more than a year that I came up with the idea, and little by little, people are starting to see it. Like I said, not even on, if I put it on my Instagram or on social media or not. They just, if I'm cooking at an event, I'm gonna be using my stuff.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so especially when it comes to like the whole animals. So, people show up, they see it, they're fabricators. It's a fucking simple idea, just nobody's thought of it, and it's very easy to make. And I just feel like it's time, dude. If I need to put that shit out there, it's, what I'm saying. If I don't put it out there, somebody else is gonna get it, and they're gonna get credit for it. And I feel like I told you, dude, it's special to me because nobody's done it.
Is this your official announcement that you're going to start selling them?
Yes.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right now, I've been busy in the backyard. Right now I'm trying to make templates. I'm making kind of some jigs and stuff to where I can, not have to measure so much and stuff, and just plug metal into my templates, and weld it together or whatever I need to do, so I can kind of bust them out a little bit quicker and easier. You know what I mean? Less guessing work.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, if anybody needs a spinning a cross, man, like, on, let me know. Hit me up. uh I haven't really, I haven't I'm building them to where they're shippable. So, the legs tear apart, stuff like that. But yeah, man. I mean, I want to be the one to put it out before somebody else gets the idea and runs off with it.
Shit. Yeah.
I mean,
Y'all heard it here first. Javi selling this shit. Y'all heard it here first. Dude,
yeah,
I'm
and
gonna take a 10-second pause. I'm about to piss myself.
yeah, do your thing, man.
We'll edit it out of the podcast.
Yeah,
And we're back. I had to go piss, guys. Sorry about that.
lightweight.
Yeah, I'm a lightweight. My bladder was menstruating. Um so going back to the welding thing, you said you learned it from your pops, right?
Yes, sir.
Was you said it wasn't to, just make barbecue stubs for your cars, right? But when did you start making your own barbecue gear?
Well, I knew that, like I said, I remember, I think I was about 7 years old, and my dad, he put together a fucking pit. And I knew, once I got a little bit older, that welding isn't just for, you know, doing body work on a car or building barbecue pits. It's for everything.
Yeah.
Like whatever you can imagine in your mind can be made. And that applies to everything beyond welding, dude. Anything, dude. I mean, nothing's impossible, and that's just how I took it. And yeah, that's how it, like I said, I can weld some shit together, whatever. I can build some nice stuff, but it transpires into more than that. I'll make you.
Outside of barbecue, what's the weirdest thing you've ever had to fabricate?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I've made stuff. I've made log racks. I've made shit for weightlifting. I've made
I'm the recipient of that.
Yeah, anything that I think that I want or can make, I'll make it. I've got little wagon fire pits, which, like I said, they transpire into wagons. They're not just for fire pits. I can move shit around in the backyard on a wagon that I built.
Yeah,
Just small stuff like that. I've made big wagon wheels for people's gates, for their properties. In my mind, I can make whatever out of steel. One way or another, I'll figure it out. If I need to bend thick ass metal shit like that, I'll figure out what I need to do it. Like there's nothing that's gonna stop me. Like you know what I mean? Like I can pretty much build whatever I think of. In my mind,
Anybody ever hit you up on any weird shit?
Well, as far as weird, I don't know what's weird, dude, because I'm kind of weird myself, so it might seem normal.
I might want a 12-inch metal dildo. Can you do that?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I'll fucking build it like, do you want fucking hydraulics on it or?
Oh, hell yeah. The only way I enjoy it.
Yeah, dude. I got you, bro. I can build that shit.
Hell yeah. All right, so backtracking a little bit, let's go back to that whole steer. We didn't really dig into that because that was something I've never seen before, and I know that you went through some trouble building that cross. And I saw on Instagram, at least, I saw Babis on there. I saw a few other people turning it. Every little while, whenever y'all were cooking it. How much of a mechanical feat was that? I lost you. Hello?
Okay,
There you are. I know. I heard you for a second. Something's going on. Hello?
What's up, man?
I think I can hear you.
Oh, okay, I got you back. Back.
We are
Technical
back.
difficulties.
Did you hear my question about the steer?
You saw Babas on there, a few other
So
people.
I saw a few other people on there, kind of working it throughout the night because it was I think y'all were working it in shifts, right? So,
Well,
what's how did that become a? Let's start from the beginning, right? So, who thought it up, and obviously you built it. I saw you during the building process, but what's the whole steps of that happening?
okay. Like I said, I in the past, I like I said, I got together with Arturo Ramon, Texas Grill Master on Instagram, and we've had a really, really good friendship. The guy's one of my best friends. Like his whole family is like my family. I love the guy to death. And we've gotten together. We had that Brazil and Texas event that he hosts, and I I cooked those animals there. I wasn't happy with the crosses that were there. I came home. I did what I needed to do to fucking make it fucking badass. And time went by. We'd get together. We'd talk. We'd build some shit. And in the background of all of that, I know he's had some experience cooking whole cows, and he would mention it to me here and there. And finally the time came where he's like, "Hey, you know what? Um, Beer Bourbon Beef on Instagram, for people that don't know, that's the brand of cattle that we use, and he prides his cattle off of using the mash that's left over from breweries and distilleries that they make their alcohol with. So it was a top of the line steer. It wasn't just some steer. What's that?
That's different for sure. Does you taste a difference in the meat?
Oh, definitely, man. It's
Really?
the meat's extraordinary, man. Yeah, dude. I
Shout
mean,
out his name one
man,
more
that
time.
meat was a beer bourbon beef.
Your bourbon beef. Shout out. What's up?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hit him up, see what he's about. The guy's a sweetheart. And I love that guy to death too. He's like a brother to me. We got so much in common, me and that guy. And anyway, Arturo hooked up with him, and I guess they got to talking because they live in the same area. And with that, art art what me and Art had talked about a whole steer, and like how would we do it and what would we cook it on, stuff like that, became like a realization. He called me up. He's like, "Hey, are you ready?" And I was like, "Well, like ready for what?" He goes, "Well, you know, there's a guy, and he raises his beef, and this is what he does and how he raises it, and let's do a whole steer." And the next question is like, "Well, can you build something to do it on?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I can build something." And then the next question was, "Can you do it in 4 weeks?" Because it was October, and he wanted to do it in November, if my dates are right, because I'm fucking getting drunk. But yeah, he wanted to do it in November, and it could have been December, but anyway, it was 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And
If I remember correctly, it was November that y'all did the whole thing. Yeah.
right, so I was all like, "You know what, man? It's a lot of shit. It's gonna be a big fucking rig." I mean, my first question was, "Well, how much does it weigh?" And he told me it's gonna be about 400 to 500 pounds. And I was all like, "You know what, dude? I can fucking build the motherfucker, dude. I've got a 40-hour job that I work out of town. I come home on the weekends. So, fast forward, as soon as we talked, I started making my phone calls, trying to get my metal and everything. I started drawing out, like how I'm gonna do this, stuff like that. And as soon as I got home from work, I'd do what I needed to do. I'd get out in the backyard. I went to go get the metal that I needed, and I started piecing it together, cutting my metal, welding it, doing what I needed to do to make sure that we were going to get this on the projected date that we wanted to do it. just because, you know, like the cow has to be slaughtered, it has to be aged, and then once it's ready, you know. So I couldn't miss my fucking date. And you know, if anybody followed me on Instagram, you know, I would post, here and there of the build, very little at
Little
first,
snippets of it, yeah.
you know, but once we got down to the time it was to cook that cow, I was exhausted.
I bet.
I was exhausted, dude. I put everything that I had into building that rig, just because, I'm one man. I'm one man. I'm a transmission lineman. If anybody knows what that is, and I'm almost 20 years into it. So my back and my knees are fucked from all the climbing that I've done in the past.
Yeesh.
So so here I am, I've got all this fucking heavy ass shit and I'm dragging it to my backyard because I don't have a shop. I work out in my backyard. I live in a neighborhood. My neighbors probably think I'm fucking crazy, kind of like Cucaracho, pit
Yeah,
builders,
yeah.
building the shit out of his garage.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm kind of the same. I build the shit in my backyard, but I live in a neighborhood. And so, anyway, here I am dragging all this heavy shit into my backyard and measuring and cutting and getting up early and waking people up and all sorts of shit. And I built this fucking big ass rig, dude. I mean, it was fucking beautiful, dude. I mean, not even with a cow on it. I mean, when I would stand back and look what I created, I was amazed, dude. Amazed. And so, I loaded it up on a trailer, and I took it up to. He lives in Driftwood. I took it to Driftwood, and we're getting to the day that it's time to cook this cow, and I finally meet the guy with the cow and all of that. And like I said, that dude, he's a sweetheart. I consider him, like a really good friend of mine. And I get my rig out there. I put it together because I made it to where I built it. So in my mind, everything is one man operation.
Right.
You know what I mean? One man can fucking tear it apart and put it together, put it on a trailer, take it wherever the hell. Now, the only time in that where I needed help was getting the cow to the cross because that cow was fucking heavy,
Yeah, you
which I which
said
my mind has already worked as in how I'm gonna do it next time. What do I need to build to get the cow to the cross so one man can mount it?
really?
Yeah. So anyway, there was five of us. We got it out. We got it off the trailer. We put it on my little wagon, the one that I fucking built, and we took it to the cross and we got it on the cross. And then with the help of some good friends, uh, we got it mounted onto the cross and we got a fire lit under it. And it was fucking like I was ecstatic when I was cranking that bitch up. When there's a winch on it. There's a hand crank winch, and you winch it up, and you get it into position, and then you flip the cow over and you put it bone sides down. Arturo went and he threw 3 bags of that Fogo charcoal, the one that's in the brown bag, the
Right.
good shit, and he lit it on fire, and we started getting it going. And like I said, that whole month was exhausting for me. I Everything was very heavy. It was a hell of a build. I'm one man, and I fucking did what I needed to do to make sure it was going to be flawless when we put the cow on it.
It looked like it went fucking amazing.
So with the help of with the help of Jared, shirtless Jared Babis barbecue on Instagram, and some other guys.
I don't know if you know that, Mr. December.
Yeah, Mr. December. So with his help, which that guy has been, he's one of my best friends, dude. He's from Tennessee. He comes down here, every once in a while. We'll hang out. I love the guy to
Nice
death.
fucking guy. Nice fucking guy.
But without him that day, I was shit because, like I said, I had busted my ass building that fucking rig that I had nothing left to put into that cook, and he showed up and he put his heart and soul into cooking that cow with the help of some other guys. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
he nailed it, man. I mean, he kicked ass. as far as the fabrication, it was a one-man operation. One man was able to flip a 423-pound cow, not only front to back but head to toe. One man,
Yeah.
and also raise it and lower it as they
I
needed.
saw the videos and I was impressed. There was a little bit of a struggle, but not much. Not much at all.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said,
Man, you can do it, you know?
on my end, as far as the fabricating, and I'm just a guy in the backyard. I don't consider myself a top-notch fucking fabricator. None of that shit. Yeah, I mean, you've got your badass pit builders, especially out of the Texas Central area. And, I'm just a guy in South Texas in my backyard. And I went out there and I did what I needed to do so these boys could cook that cow. Because, I'm going to be honest, I didn't have a lot to do with the cooking process because I was spent, dude. That was a hell of a build.
I bet.
And it was a hell of a time frame,
Yeah, what'd you say, 2 weeks?
The guys had the cow done in 26 hours. There's the
Fabricating the cross was 2 weeks.
fabricating the cross. He said it needed to be done in 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And I was home on the weekend, so basically I built it in 8 days.
Whew.
I built it in 8 days, and that's
Tough.
That's going to get the metal. The pipe was given to me by my buddy out in Dilly, Texas. He's not on Instagram, but he told me, hey, whatever pipe you need, it's yours. All you got to do is come to Dilly, Texas, pick it up. 3-hour drive. So I spent a day, going to pick up the metal that I needed and coming back home, unloading it all into my backyard by hand. Like I said, I can't get my pickup to my backyard, so everything's got to be drugged to the backyard. And then I started putting it together, and I brought it under my little roof, started building it, and then once it got bigger than bigger, I had to take it out into the actual yard and finish it off. Like I said, that thing was 10 feet tall, 10 feet tall, and I want to say it was maybe 14 feet long.
Pooh. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's giant.
But
yeah,
as far as cooking it asado style, dude, that rig for me, which I'm sure for a lot of people is very impressive. If you go to my Instagram and look at some of the pictures that I posted about it, it's impressive, man. If you're able to appreciate stuff like that beyond just the cook and look at the fucking fabrication, dude, I'm very impressed with the shit that I've done.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know that whenever, the next get together comes around and y'all going to do something like that, I'm going to be bothering Arturo. I want to get tickets and I'll make that trip. It's not that far from me, so I'm definitely going to be there. We have one more ad sponsor. So I'm going to go ahead and read it out right quick. Wake up, America. Jolt Cola is back. Do you find Red Bull pretentious? Is Monster Energy too extreme for you? Are you too much of a pussy for black coffee? Grab a delicious Jolt Cola, America's first energy drink. And we're back. Do you want to have a shot before I go into these next couple questions?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
We're winding down here, Javi.
Let's just fucking do it. I'm gonna serve me up some right here. I got
I've had one sitting in front of me for about 30 minutes now.
Same thing. Treaty Oak Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon.
Which one do you have?
The Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon.
Ghost Hill. Mine says red-handed on it, but same shit. Still the same brand.
Yes, sir.
It was hard to find. My local ghetto liquor store did not have it.
Right on. Okay. Well, here we go, man.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man. Good stuff.
Woo! Okay.
Okay.
So I've noticed watching all your Instagrams and your lives and all the stuff you post while you're cooking, you seem to be a music aficionado.
Okay.
Odds are you're playing a lot of Pantera or some country. What is on your? This is something that is dear to my heart. Music, obviously. What is your barbecue playlist? Give me your top 5 bands.
Man, it depends the mood I'm in. You know, I've got my moods, and that sets the tone for my whole Instagram. You know, I mean, I'll post some pictures here and there, but my main thing on my Instagram is my stories. That's where I feel people get to know me the best. They get to see what I'm doing the best. They get to see what I'm cooking on, all of that shit. You know, a picture's just a picture. It's worth 1,000 words, you know, but you don't know those 1,000 words unless you know the story behind it. And Instagram gives us you know, the ability to show those 1,000 words in that one photo if you care to look at the picture. So you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you know what I mean?
And god damn it, I do. So music for me, which I've always been big on my music, dude, and I'm not like, you know, I only listen to this or any kind of bullshit like that. I listen to everything, you know, from country to fucking heavy metal, some, you know, whatever, dude, blues. So country right now, you know, I probably Cody Jinks, you know, he's some good shit.
He's a
Jamie Johnson, you know, some stuff like that, you know.
Texas country right there. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I fucking love listening to that guy. He gives me a hard on. And then, if
Hell yeah.
we
Boners for
sometimes,
Cody Jinks.
fuck yeah. So then, you know, the other day I was out here. I was all like, dude, you know what? I'm very, very fucking lax and shit. Not, you know, I'm not real hyped up, but I'm still in the fucking mood. You know, I put on some blues, dude, and right there, of course, you know, fucking Texas great Stevie Ray.
Hell yeah.
Put on some Stevie Ray, and that transpired into some Papa Chubby,
Hell yeah.
which
Hell
that dude,
yeah.
that dude's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, into, you know, other shit, you know, as far as blues, and then of course you got your Pantera, Slayer. I fucking love Slayer. I went to one of their concerts. I almost got in like 3 fights. Then I got called out to work because I was on call in the middle of the show. It was all fucked up, and I was fucked up, and man,
What's
fuck
a
work.
Slayer show like? I've never been to a Slayer show. I've always heard it's
Very, very hot,
really. Bunch
dude.
of fat guys like me.
They've got fucking fire, fucking so much fire, fucking coming out, you know, of that stage, dude. It's just kind of like, fuck, dude, that fucking fire's hot. Fucking barbecue on that fucking stage.
Hell yeah.
So then,
Your audio's kind of messing up there, sir.
might have fixed it.
There you go.
Okay. All right, and then let's see what else. I also like fucking kind of like dark electronic music. My best friend back when we were in high school was a fucking DJ in Mexico
Mm-hmm.
when we were in high school. So, you know, I spent a lot of fucking weekends in Reynosa, Mexico at the fucking clubs, and this dude was spinning records at the clubs. So my whole high school years is a fucking blur, dude. We were fucking fucked up every weekend in Mexico partying, you know,
Hell yeah.
plain and simple. And so the whole fucking like mixing, you know, dance music, all of that stuff, you know, especially in my era, you know, late 80s, early 90s. I mean, I love that kind of music too, just because of that, dude. It just brings back the memories. And, you know, that guy, my son is named after that guy. And, you know, he's not with us anymore either. But, you know, I'll listen to anything, dude, you know, anything. I mean,
That's the
shit,
same
dude. Like,
way I am. I love
yeah.
all music. I got my Spotify, you know, your year in review or whatever it is, and there was 500 different genres on there. No
Oh
bullshit.
yeah, dude. I'll be in the backyard jamming out the fucking Prince and Purple Rain album and shit.
Yeah, I go from Johnny Cash to Slipknot to
Fuck yeah.
you know to some Justin Bieber bullshit. All in the
Yeah.
backyard. I listen to it all. Fuck it.
Oh fuck yeah, me too, dude. It's all, you know, like I said, dude. It all depends the mood you're in, and when you close it down to just like one genre and shit, dude. Like there's
Yeah.
that's like closed minded, and I'm very open minded, and I'll listen to whatever the fuck, like as long as it makes me feel good and happy, I'm gonna listen to it.
That's it. Like I grew up, and I quote unquote didn't like country because it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
Then I fucking became an adult and I was like, oh, I missed a lot of shit. So I'm trying to play catch up here. You know what I
Oh
mean?
fuck yeah. Well, every music has its moment. Like there's a time and place for everything, and like as a kid, I felt the same way as a kid because I mean, dude, I would listen to some fucking punk music and then I'd turn around and listen to country and just shit like that. Like whatever the mood was, I was gonna listen to it no matter
Oh
what because that's just how it was. It didn't matter who the fuck I hung out with because I didn't give a fuck. And yeah, the music is just what showed it, I guess. You know?
And music is really a mood setter too as
Yo,
well.
it is, bro. And like I said, I can listen to some really trippy shit and, turn around and listen to some country. I like people that sing too. It's not just about like the instruments, it's about the singing too.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
I'll listen to people that just sing good and stuff like that or whatever. But as far as my Instagram goes, I'll set the mood to my cook with whatever music I feel is good for how I'm feeling that evening, and it shows, dude, because I get a lot of interaction through that.
Well, hell yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of Instagram, what are some of the social media barbecue trends that you find disturbing or bother you? What bothers you?
Oh
Like,
God,
oh,
dude,
I know
you
you
ain't,
got some. I know you too well.
dude. What gets me? Okay, look, you know
Don't,
what? I've
don't
been
have
on
to mention
Instagram.
names if you don't want to.
No,
But
I won't. I won't mention names, but I think like I think I've been on Instagram almost 3 years.
yeah,
And I've gone through my phases. Like I said, I cooked on a pellet grill when I first got on here because I fucking loved it, dude. And shit transpires into to like I said, like I think people that get on Instagram, if you're not in it for the fucking bullshit of like, oh, if I do this or if I have this many followers, I'm gonna get free shit and all of that. And if they look beyond that, dude, and like kind of like self find who they are, like what they're actually capable of on Instagram, it'd make everybody so much better fucking cooks. Because like I said, I know I've seen accounts that have like over 200K fucking followers, and they're posting shit pictures. They're cooking on the fucking stove, but they're labeled barbecue or fire or this or that, and they're cooking shit in their fucking oven or their stove. Like, dude,
or their griddle. Yeah,
yeah, get your shit together, dude. Like have some fucking pride in what you're doing. Don't worry about the free shit. Tell them no. I've turned down so much shit because it's not what I where I want my page to go. I'm not worried about fucking free shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'll fucking pay for whatever the fuck I need to pay for. I'll build whatever the fuck I need to build just so I can put out who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? And like I said, I've seen people, like, oh, like, oh, this knife, and they're cutting fucking meat with a vegetable knife and doing stupid shit just because it was free. And you know what, dude? Like, I've seen a lot of people out there that are good cooks, but they're selling themselves short.
they're folding to it, right?
Yeah, they're selling themselves short for the free shit. And for me, it ain't worth it. I've been unfollowed for that shit. Like I've been blocked for telling people like, hey, dude, you said that you cook this way and you're cooking this way, and they get fucking mad like, oh, you're a fucking hater. I'm not a hater, dude. I'm just somebody that fucking takes pride in what the fuck I do, and you're not. You don't take pride in what you say you are. Which, like I said, you look like a good cook, but take pride in the shit that you're putting on fucking social media, as far as your pictures, as far as what you say you are cooking on, shit like that. When you say you're, oh yeah, I'm this, and you're cooking on in an oven or cooking on a stove or any kind of shit like that, I'm nobody, dude. But in my mind and for me, I'm gonna be the best fucking person that I can be on my Instagram. You know what I mean?
You stay true to yourself too.
If I tell you I'm fucking Big Hobbs barbecue, you better fucking believe I'm gonna be out here fucking barbecuing. I ain't gonna be cooking on a fucking stove, cooking in an oven. I ain't gonna be doing stupid shit like that. I mean, I go to the extent of building fucking barbecue pits just so people on Instagram can see that I build my shit and I'll cook on the motherfucker.
Well, it's like how many times it
God
mean?
damn it, you're getting me mad, fucking Burley.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying though, because
How many times did me and you had the conversation of, these people want me to do this or that, and I'm just like, nah, I'm punk rock. I'm not gonna live by somebody else's stuff. And punk
well,
rock doesn't mean music or whatever. It just means, I live by my own rules, and I'm not gonna fold to somebody doing. And I think that kind of explains what you were talking about just now, right?
yeah, well, the problem is that
For myself,
people get caught up in it,
Mhm.
and
Oh, for sure.
they get caught up in it, and like, oh, we'll send you a free grill, we'll send you this, we'll send you that, just show our shit, and they get caught up in it, and when they could show that they're really good fucking cooks, where they can, they're good photographers and taking fucking pictures, they sell themselves short and they fall into it, and they're for me, their content becomes mediocre, and I'm not interested.
Right.
I see, like, I know I'm not the only one that sees through it, but a lot of people don't want to fucking, you know, uh, they don't want to say anything because, like, oh, if I unfollow this guy, he's gonna unfollow me, and the follower thing, and like I said, I've been at it for fucking 3 years. I've got 600 followers right now for 3 years, and I've seen people start their Instagram and boom, they're at a fucking 30K, 40K, 100,000 in less than a year, and they're putting out mediocre fucking content, and
Odds
I
are
get on my shit.
not mediocre food in their tits.
Yeah, which I'm just saying, like, dude, like, if everybody was, it's not easy to pinpoint the people that are full of shit. You know what I'm saying?
I've got a list in my head, but I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not easy to pinpoint the people that are full of shit. Like how could this guy have this many followers and their content be like, what the fuck are you taking pictures of? Like,
Right.
dude, I wouldn't post that shit. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, to each his own. I don't have to look at their shit. They don't have to look at my shit. But if you're gonna follow me and I'm gonna follow you, odds are I'm gonna ask you, like, dude, like, your page says that you're this. Like, what is this shit? Like, that shit ain't inspiring for me. Like, I want to be inspired, dude. Like, inspire me, not like, you know, like, hey, if I hit somebody up in their DM and I'm all like, hey man, that shit's fucking badass, whatever the fuck, and right away they're, like, hey, my promo code, like, you
Yeah.
can do it with my promo. You know what? Fuck your promo code and fuck that company too. I don't need your shit or their bullshit.
I know you're in the same position I am, where you get hit up with, you know, buy our stuff and we'll put you on some pyramid scheme, blah 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 blah. Fuck all that.
Well,
We're
like I
better
said, I've where, you know, they've got a shit ton of followers. Their pictures are fucked up. They're cooking in their fucking oven. And I'll be like, hey, dude, you know what, man? This shit looks cool. Like, trying to be cool, whatever the
than yeah.
fuck, trying to interact. And then right on fucking promo code, dude, order this shit. And I'm all like, oh, okay, dude. And I'll fucking, whatever. I'll end the conversation. And but in reality, it's kind of like, you're full of shit, you motherfucker.
One
Like,
hundred.
you ain't fooling me. Like, get the fuck out of here, and I'll get the drink or whatever, and I'll call out a motherfucker, and then they'll get all butthurt and they'll unfollow me. And at the end of the day, like, you ain't gonna beat me, man. Like, I know what you're up to, and I don't care for that kind of shit. And if you want to fucking cook against me, if you want to put on a fucking show, let me know, dude. I'll fucking start it from the ground up and I'll build something and cook on it while you're hitting up your fucking sponsors.
Make you look like a faggot. Hell yeah.
Right. Yeah. It ain't no shit to me, you know. I mean, that's where I come from. But like I said, we getting back to the pellet smokers. I don't have nothing against people that cook on pellet grills as long as you're putting out above average fucking content. Because I like I said, I've learned a lot from people, especially like some of the shit that these people endure, man. Like
Yeah, for sure. And listen. Whenever I first got into the whole Instagram thing, I uh I was anti pellet smoker, and then I bought in. I was I'm gonna buy one, and I bought a Rectech, and I used it 3 or 4 times. Just wasn't a fan. And then I'll be the first to admit that I talked a lot of shit, right? But um, I finally realized that okay, there are some badasses that use these, right?
yeah. Well, yeah, dude. I mean, I've had pellet smokers. I know what they can do. I've used them. They make fucking flawless fucking food and shit. But like I said, when it comes to that, if you're putting out fucking above average fucking like content, dude, like you're putting in work, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
for sure.
whether it's your job to put out content or if it's not, like I'm not saying like that's an edge or anything like that. We're all in the same fucking boat. I support my fucking pellet smokers. Just because I cooked on a pellet smoker and I caught shit for it.
Yeah,
And I will fucking back up a pellet smoker any fucking day of the week as long as they're putting out content that's worth putting out. And
yeah,
not just for the fuck of it, so like I can get free shit.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I've definitely changed my tune as well. Like there are a few of them out there, in my opinion.
And but that's what lit the fire. That's what lit the fire under my ass because I had a pellet smoker and these guys were fucking talking shit, and and that's all that.
I
That's all
might have
it took.
been one of them at a time, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, you weren't. But other people were talking shit that I was cooking on a pellet smoker, so it lit a fire under my ass, and I mean, in all actuality, it did me good because look where I'm at now. I'm actually putting out content where I build my stuff and I'm cooking on it and I'm in my mind I'm putting out fucking class A meals.
Fucking A. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure you are. I've never okay. I've had Brussels sprouts maybe 4 times in my life, cooked 4 different ways, right? They all tasted like shit.
Yeah.
Now, the ones that you cook on yours, I kind of want to try them.
You need to come to the house, man. Come on down to South
I
Texas.
need to come on down, make that 6 hour drive, and try them, dude.
Dude, come down, bro. Like, yeah, dude. It's already been too long.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, we got some fan questions.
Okay, let's do it.
5 best ones. Are you ready for these?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. At You Don't Want No Smoke Barbecue, my buddy from Compton out in California, he asked, "What is your favorite wood to use for pork ribs?"
For pork ribs, I'm a big fan of fucking Central Texas barbecue. I live in South Texas. Mesquite is the fucking go-to down here, but the guys that are doing the Central Texas style barbecue, which we have a guy down here really fucking good that I pretty much grew up in Central Texas barbecue cooking down here, Teddy's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out.
Shout
He
out to
cooks with
barbecue.
yes, sir. He cooks with post oak, and post oak is my go-to, man. With pretty much any meat that I'm gonna smoke, But
Well, you used to live out in Cali, right? And I think that's where this guy's at. What would you use if you lived out in Cali? Do they have post oak available?
shit, I don't know, dude. I I lived in an apartment over there, so I'd use briquettes, whatever. I heard people cooking with grapevine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Which man, that would be some shit, man. I'd love to get my hands on some grapevine,
Yeah, I haven't been able to either. I've actually been on the lookout for it.
but I'm pretty sure it's a good flavor, man. So yeah, man. But like I said, being from South Texas, mesquite is the fucking number one in South Texas. If you're not on social media,
He
if
should
you're
be.
on social media, politically correct is pecan or post oak.
Fuck all that.
Yeah, right.
The Rage and Pillage podcast. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
All right,
Okay,
I'm gonna pause it here. I'm about to piss myself again.
me too. I'll be right back.
Let's go piss real quick.
And let's go together.
Same time.
Okay. You hold yours, I'll hold mine.
All right, and we're back. We just drained our gigantic dicks, with our diamond-shaped piss holes.
We did.
All right, next question.
Okay.
From @can2_barbecue. How many times do you say your catchphrase? What's your catchphrase?
God damn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How many times do you say that? You know what I mean?
All the fucking time. It don't matter if I'm on the fucking camera or not. That's just how I fucking talk, dude. And that's just what I say. You know what I mean? God damn it.
That's an dude. You might want to copyright that one with the GOT on there because everybody loves that one.
I fucking love it too, dude. Like I didn't know it was a catchphrase until somebody told me that's a catchphrase. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you need to put,
You know what I mean?
put that on a shirt or something.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? I use that at my house, shoot, almost daily.
That's so fucking badass. I love it, dude. I say that shit all the time. That's just how I talk.
Gabriel Fuentes, who actually lives in the same neighborhood as me, we haven't met, but you know we're friends on Insta. He asked, "Have you ever considered doing YouTube welding videos?"
I've never thought of it, man. You know, the thing with YouTube is, and I never thought of it, but I don't see myself as a fucking bad motherfucker. That's the problem. I know I can weld some shit, I can build some shit, whatever, but there's so many people out there that are just so fucking amazing with the work that they do that I'm not in the same fucking league. And I'll put it on my Instagram, like say I'm building some steel wheels. I'll put from start to finish how the fuck I build them so people can see like, okay, this guy is making these like this, and I might give somebody an idea of how to build something. But on YouTube, I've never really thought about putting the time into like, okay, I'm going to build a wheel today and put it on YouTube. Usually I'm building something because I need it.
Right.
You know what I mean? God damn it.
Big J _ Grillin. He asked, what is one thing you refuse to cook or eat? That's a tough one.
Man, I don't know, dude, because I can eat some off the wall shit.
I'll eat dog shit if it tastes good.
Fuck yeah, dude, deep fried or something. The other day I posted some fucking tripas, beef intestines.
Oh, that looked good.
Fuck, it was delicious, man. And that's what I'm saying. Even down to the cabrito, I eat the fucking naughty bits, as my friend Art calls them. I'll eat the fucking all the organs, and it's wrapped up in the small intestine, and that shit's so fucking good. But like I said, it's all part of culture down here, and you got to have an acquired taste for it. People like, oh, fucking intestines. Yeah, but let me cook them for you.
Yeah, don't be a bitch.
I don't know, dude. That's a very tough question. I don't think there's anything that I wouldn't. There's nothing I wouldn't try.
Is there a meat you don't like?
No, I love it all, dude. I love whatever I can cook.
I should say, yeah.
No, dude. I eat it all, from fucking octopus to intestines to fucking heart, liver.
You know what? Okay. We're gonna take this a little deeper because this is the Rage and Pillage podcast.
Let's do it.
Okay. You don't know the person at all.
Okay.
They died of natural causes. Would you try the meat?
Okay. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Really?
I can't eat fucking human meat, dude. That's cannibalism. It's against the law.
No. You're not gonna get in trouble. Would you try it?
Look, if I was stranded, fucking like
Hold on,
30
hold on, hold
below
on, hold on.
zero,
There's some black pussy behind you.
do what?
There's some black pussy behind you.
Oh, it's gonna be all right.
Look over your right shoulder. Some black pussy. Uh.
Oh, that's Lola.
All right. So you would not try human meat, or you would?
Look, let me tell you, if I was in a situation that, like, if I needed to eat that to fucking live, I'd eat it.
I mean, I watched a documentary on cannibalism. They say the meat is kind of sweet, like good.
Well, it all depends what they eat, I guess.
I don't know. This was in a third world country. I don't think they're eating much, but people. So
Like I said, if I was in a situation,
that's the only
life or death, I'd eat whatever I needed to survive.
What about horse? Would you eat a horse?
Horse, that's a good one, man.
A lot of people are like they treat them like pets. But like in France and I think up in Canada even, you can get some horse.
I don't know, dude. I mean, if I was in France or Canada, I'd probably try it.
Yeah, I really want to try horse. You know, like the tartare, that meal that they always have that is like down here it's called beef tartare.
Right.
But a lot of places it's horse meat, especially in France.
Okay. Let me break this down. Dog, cat, shit like that we don't eat here in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
I tried dog.
No, I wouldn't. I probably eaten dog with the fucking tacos down in Mexico when I was drunk, but I didn't know. I thought it was cabrito.
I tried dog, you know.
Yeah, no, I don't know, dude.
Not a lot of meat. Not a lot of meat on a cat. I feel like they'd be tossing in rat meat. So
you know, like I said, shit like that out of the ordinary. Yeah, probably not. But you know, shit that like I said, like octopus, shit like that.
what about that thing I sent you the other, or was it yesterday or a couple days ago? That gooey duck, that clam that looks like it has a giant dick.
Fuck it, I'll probably try it.
I kind of want to try it. The way that what was his name, Grook Boys.
Yeah,
that dude made it look fucking good.
Yeah, no, I'd probably try it, man.
Yeah.
I'd try it at least.
I looked it up to find it in Houston. There's only one restaurant that has it. It's like $75 fucking.
Yeah, probably not in one piece, but I'd try a slice of it.
I'll try.
It look like a dick.
Well, I mean, no. He sliced it into like little.
Yeah.
Thinner than a scallop. You know what I mean? It looks fucking good.
Yeah, but if you look at it in the whole, it's kind of like, fuck, am I gonna fucking deep throat this shit?
I mean, how's your skills?
All right.
All right. Next question. At Big Sugar Kim, which is a Carolina Griller's wife, I believe.
Oh yeah, man.
She's great. How long have you been growing your beard?
Man, I've trimmed it throughout the fucking years, you know, shit like that. But I probably ain't seen my face in about over 10 years. Easy.
Okay.
I can't hear you. Okay.
I hit the wrong fucking button. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now we're getting into the nitty gritty. All right. You ready?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
This is the question of the podcast. Okay.
Okay.
What is your wildest party story?
Man, I don't even remember, dude. It was that fucking good.
You got to have one that just like really holds your brain.
Well, you know, the thing is, back when I was younger, I'm old already. You know what I'm saying? I'm 46 years old. I don't fucking party like the way I used to, but you know how earlier in the podcast, I was telling you about my buddy that he was a DJ in Mexico and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That guy transpired into being a really, really popular DJ. And, you know, he was DJing in Florida at the clubs over there back in the early 90s. and that's when fucking ecstasy was fucking bumping and acid and all of that shit. And I don't remember any of that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. I had a lot of fucking good times, and being that I was with the DJ, I mean, fuck, dude, we were so fucked up all the fucking time. But we're older now, and we got families, and we hope our kids don't do the same shit that we did, and shit. Yeah,
You broke up there. What was the last thing you said?
what's that?
You broke up a little bit. What was the last thing you said? You're good. Go ahead and say it.
Having technical difficulties again. Okay. No, I was just saying that, it is what it is. We hope that our kids don't do the shit that we did, and put it at that. And if they did, at least we got some experience as to what the fuck they're gonna do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've made it a point in my life to at least stay up to date on the latest trends and music.
Oh, I'm very well experienced. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, I've had my share of bullshit. I've lived a fucking awesome life from beginning to where I am now. Uh, yeah, my kid. There's no way that motherfucker can fool me. He's 17 years old. He's a skater. There's no way that motherfucker can fool me when it comes to being fucked up, because
He's,
I've probably done it.
he's a damn good skater. I know you've sent me some of his videos. He's fucking good.
That motherfucker, he puts his heart and soul into it, and I will spend all the money I got to the last dime on him being the baddest motherfucker that he can be, just so he can be happy.
And that's what it is. That's part
Yeah.
of being a parent, right?
Yeah, definitely do that. It is now anyway. Back when I was his age, it was kind of like, I'm gonna fucking skate my fucking balls off, and that's all there is to it. My parents are gonna buy me my shit that I need to skate, and I'm gonna skate my balls off.
Right.
And that's pretty much the deal that we got, because if he wasn't worth the fuck, I would be buying him shit. Fucking tell him to find another hobby.
No, you definitely sent me some stuff, and he's legit good. And I've met him. He's a nice fucking kid too.
Yeah, he's a fucking peckerhead, but he's all right.
Okay, so for sure you've at least got one story of waking up someplace. Doesn't have to be related to a woman, just waking up in a weird place. I know I have.
Yeah, I can't talk about that online. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay. All right. So that's the rage part. What about the pillage part?
And if anybody wants to know, maybe they can hit me up in the DMs and I'll let them know. But man, I remember that fucking day clearly. It was fucked up.
All right, what about the pillage part? What's the weirdest thing or something stupid that you stole just to do it? I know you got.
I'm not a fucking thief for one, but
everybody's stolen at least one dumb thing.
I'll do some shit for a good laugh. And back when I was a kid running around with my buddies, I remember we pulled up to this muffler shop. And you know how like those muffler people, they'll fucking make like muffler man and shit and put in front of their shops. Yeah. Well, I fucking hauled ass with one, dude. And like I said, I was a kid, so I was still living with my parents. So I fucking hauled ass with one. I threw it in the back of my truck and I booked it. And I put that shit in my parents' yard, like standing out in the fucking yard. And I put the water hose to it. And I'd go out there in the morning, I'd turn on the water hose, and it looked like the muffler man was watering the fucking yard. My fucking parents, they didn't know what the fuck. My neighbors thought we were all fucked up. But yeah, it's probably like the stupidest shit I've ever fucking like, oh, I'm gonna take this so I can do this, like I thought it was a good idea. It looked cool.
Well, that's a pretty damn good one, man. I'll be honest with you. that beats the story I've got. I don't even want to say mine.
Man, I'd love to build another muffler man and put them in my front yard, but I'll build them. I won't steal them this time.
Cooler.
Hell yeah.
Well, hey man, we're winding down. Do you got any plugs? You wanna plug anything?
Man, I mean, all I can say is, man, I appreciate you having me on this show.
For sure.
And it
The
was,
reason I'm doing this show.
well, I'm glad you got your fucking shit together. And like this is what you're about. And I'm glad to be your first fucking, person on it. And we probably went a long time on this.
We're good. Only 2 hours. It's fine.
Yeah, no, dude, I could talk to you all fucking day.
Hell yeah.
And that's about it, dude. I'm fucking proud of you as who you are, and the person that you are. And dude, you're my buddy. I'll back you up 100%. You're always welcome here, you and your family. And you know, it's been good, dude. Like, I can't wait to be back on your show.
Oh, you're definitely coming back for fucking sure. And I really appreciate you. I mean, you're one of my best friends for sure, 100%. You know, what I mean?
Definitely, man. I
So
mean,
I talk to you literally every day. You know,
yeah, yeah. And it's amazing, dude. And my family knows you. They
yep.
know you through me, through what we have through our group and all of that stuff. And it's good shit, dude. And I'm fucking proud that you're doing this because you needed to do it. This is
Oh yeah.
what you are about.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, at the very least, plug your Instagram and any other social medias you have. Are you on Parlor? It's shut down. So
Fucking parlor, dude. Don't get me started with that shit, dude. I'm parlor till fucking I bleed parlor red. I've God damn it. I don't know what to do no more. Like I fuck.
you got an
But
OnlyFans? Let's get that OnlyFans out there as well.
I am on Instagram, Big Havs, BIGJAVS_barbecue, BBQ. Don't confuse it with some other fucking guys that want to be like me, Big Hobbs barbecue, shit like that. Because there are people that got names almost like me now.
Yep.
Uh, whatever the fuck. Uh, like I said, with me building my crosses, stuff like that, I'm gonna take it as far as I can, the best that I can. So, be expecting to see, some more whole animal cooking, not fucking cows and shit, because that's too much fucking work. But some pigs, some cabrito, some open fire cooking. Catch me in my stories. Um, yeah, man. Shout out to my fucking inspirations: Burley's Barbecue, AJ's Custom Cookers, Meal Scale, uh, Texas Grill Master, Baba's Barbecue. That guy's one of my best friends. Shout out to those guys, and catch me in my stories because that's where all the good shit is.
That's where all the fun shit is, for
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
And if you like what you've heard, go ahead and subscribe, rate, and comment on iTunes for sure. I really appreciate it, Javi, and I'm glad to be your friend. I'm happy that you got me to do this shit, and thank you for being on, man.
Right on, dude. We'll catch you in the DMs.
For sure. Oh hell yeah!
Laters, man.
Later, man.